In this video, we are riding the Pinellas Trail all the way from downtown St. Pete to Tarpon Springs and back.
Along the way, we're going to take you to some of the most highly rated spots for food and drinks that are just off the trail.
The challenge is that neither of us have ever ridden an e-bike before, and it has been years since we have ridden more than a couple miles on a bike in a day.
In addition to that, these e-bikes have a range of around 50 miles, so the 40 plus miles we'll be riding today will really put that range to the test. And we do not want to be riding these heavy bikes around with no power, so wish us luck.
Our day on the trail began at DeMen's Landing Park in downtown St. Pete. It was here that we met Drew with e-bike adventures for our personal e-bike delivery. We have to give a huge thanks to Drew for letting us use these awesome bikes and for making this video possible.
So Drew just left after giving us the rundown about how to ride the e-bikes, and Skylar is getting everything packed up and we'll be heading out really soon.
We'll tell you more about e-bike adventures later in this video, but until then, let's get this adventure started.
All right, are we all packed up, you think?
I think so.
I guess we'll start riding and find out if anything falls off.
We got our ride started a little after 11, meaning we'd have just over 6 hours of daylight to cover over 40 miles to our destination. The first couple of miles started off slow as we got familiar with the bikes while riding through the downtown traffic, but it didn't take long before we got comfortable with the bikes and began picking up the pace.
We made it out of downtown and we're already getting the hang of these things, but I'm already hungry and our first stop is 6 miles away, so we'll check back in when we get there.
While we make our way towards our first stop of the day, we want to tell you a bit more about the bikes that we rode on this trip and that you can rent from Drew at e-bike adventures. The Haybike Ranger is a Class 3, 7-speed, foldable e-bike with 20-inch wheels and a step-through frame. The estimated top speed is around 25 miles per hour, while the estimated range is around 50 miles. However, both figures will vary depending on terrain, wind speed and direction, weight of the rider, and the amount of pedal assist being used. Our bikes were programmed with 5 different levels of pedal assist, plus a throttle allowing you to cruise along without pedaling at all.
So with 2 pedal assists, we go about 12 miles an hour, and watch when it goes up to 3. Oh yeah!
The bikes each weigh around 70 pounds, so if you do run out of battery, the pedaling won't be easy.
It's been a very comfortable ride so far. I think we lucked out on our day because it's a little bit cooler and slightly windy.
We've made it to Gulfport, which puts us about 5 miles into our ride, which is already the farthest we've ever ridden one way on the Pinellas Trail. So far, the pedaling's been pretty easy, even on the lowest assist settings that we've been using, so I don't think endurance is going to be a concern, but I am a little bit concerned about our range because we're definitely riding into a headwind right now.
Oh, I'm ready for breakfast.
Oh yeah.
Although I think by the time we get there, it's going to be more like lunch.
If you're enjoying this video so far and want to see more adventures around St. Pete and beyond, be sure to subscribe to our channel and turn the notifications on.
Is our spot close by? Don't tell me it's on the other side of that bridge.
Yeah, for some reason it switched off of bike mode onto car mode, so I gotta get back to bike mode.
Alright.
Thankfully, we had to backtrack less than a block to get back on the path to our late breakfast destination. Located just a block off the trail on Central Avenue, you'll find Bella's Bakes, Cakes, and Bagels. Bella's is known for having some of the best bagels in St. Pete, and we couldn't have been more excited to finally give them a try for ourselves.
What we got?
I think it's an avocado turkey sandwich on like a spicy everything bagel, and also a cinnamon bun iced latte.
Good choices.
As we were already running behind and would have to quickly get back on the trail, we basically inhaled our sandwich and coffee.
We just finished breakfast and that sandwich was really delicious, and this iced latte was actually very strong, which is exactly what we need because we still have over 30 miles to go today and we need all the energy we can get.
After an enjoyable first trip to Bella's, we were back on the Pinellas Trail trying to make up some time.
Approximately how far is our next stop?
A long ways. 15 miles at least.
15 miles?
Maybe
All
10.
right.
While our next stop of the day would be a ways away, it wasn't long before we came to a familiar spot along the trail.
Did you realize that the trail went so close to the mall?
No, I had no idea. Yeah, there's Dillard's over there, JCPenney's, but we don't have any time for shopping. Oh, I've never been under here before. All of the pillars have murals on them. How cool is that? Here we go.
While the electric assist on these bikes was nice to have on the entire ride, it was especially nice while pedaling up the many overpasses along the trail.
We just fly up these things. Definitely got to use your brakes coming down from these, otherwise you would be just flying.
While we continue to make our way north up the Pinellas Trail, we do want to acknowledge that an 80-plus mile e-bike adventure is probably not for everyone. The ride itself takes a lot of time and energy, and the trip planning can be a lot of work as well. And that's where our friend Drew with e-bike adventures comes in. While Drew can provide you with a full day or multi-day e-bike rental, e-bike adventures specializes in half-day adventures, guided by a turn-by-turn navigation device. These adventures are carefully mapped out to take you to the most scenic St. Pete area destinations along the most bike-friendly routes, including Gulfport, Fort DeSoto, and of course, the Pinellas Trail. On top of that, e-bike adventures can deliver their bikes directly to you. And since these tours do all of the planning for you, you'll have more time to enjoy the ride. And if you happen to fall in love with the experience, e-bike adventures can also be your e-bike butler, whether it means transporting, maintaining, or even purchasing a few dependable and affordable e-bike models. Drew can help you get into a happy and healthy e-bike lifestyle.
We just went by Harbor Masters, the tiki bar, and I know it hurt Skylar just a little bit to drive past.
While we didn't have enough time for a tiki bar stop, I was in need of a quick rest, and we found the perfect spot for just that, a mile and a half up the trail.
We've made it to Seminole, and we're here at the Blossom Lake Park. This is a nice area to kind of stop and take a break. It's got a covered little pavilion here. And it looks like there's also a water fountain. Let's see if it works. No. Oh, the water bottle fill-up station does though, so that's good to know. And it looks like there's restrooms over there. Yeah, this is a nice little stop off.
We made a quick stop by this park in Seminole, which is 13 miles into our trip, which means we've made it about a third of the way to our final destination in Tarpon Springs. So far, everything's going really good. The weather's been cooperating, and even better, both of our bikes show that we still have 5 out of 5 power bars, making us feel much better about our ability to make it all the way to Tarpon Springs.
And after a much-needed rest stop, we were back on the trail pedaling northwards.
And yet another bridge.
Now with nearly 15 miles down and around 28 left to go, we were feeling pretty good, and the sun was finally starting to peek out.
So I'm cruising on 3 most of the time. And Skylar has to put his up to 4 every once in a while to catch up with me. Here's a Seminole sign along the trail. I do like that even if you're not looking at your map or your phone, you can kind of know where you are from all the different signs. Ooh, this is a really pretty tree.
Almost to lunch.
Almost to lunch. Skylar says at least. I believe him though.
With our lunch spot now just a couple miles ahead, I was motivated to pick up the pace.
Sign coming up says Largo. We are making progress. All right, looking for our lunch spot. Ooh, Skylar says it's this place on the corner. Oh, it looks so cute.
Our second food stop of the day took us just a block east of the trail to Latin Bowl Restaurant, which we'd be visiting for the very first time. We found Latin Bowl to remind us of one of many restaurants we visited in Puerto Rico, and we were hopeful that the food was just as good. First up was the Tuesday Special, which included 3 chalupas with a side of chips and salsa. And not too far behind was our order of cheesy yuca bites, which came with 2 dipping sauces.
Chalupa time.
I'm gonna go for this one.
Like it?
Yeah. We just left Latin Bowls, and that was a nice, quick, and inexpensive stop right off of the trail. And our favorite item was the yuca bites. Now we're just under halfway to our destination, and our next stop is over 10 miles away, so we're gonna keep going. There are quite a few water fountains along the trail, which is really nice. All right, I know we gotta keep going. I think we're gonna run out of light. Ooh, we're in downtown Largo. And we've made it to Bel Air. Had to stop because GoPro Max fell off of Skylar's bike. Thankfully the lens didn't crack. We don't think so?
I don't think so. I gotta look at it closer.
Oh boy, you better examine it. What do you think?
I see no chips.
All right, Max is okay?
Yep.
All right.
Sorry, Max.
That's definitely where Max fell, but the lens is okay, so that's all that matters. This part rides right along the railroad tracks. What? We're in Clearwater?
Right.
Oh my gosh, we are in Clearwater. I had no idea.
Now, in case you were wondering, the reason I was so excited to be in Clearwater was because I knew it meant we were over halfway to Tarpon Springs, and it also meant we were getting close to ice cream.
Oh, is there a train that comes through?
Oh, it sounds like it.
It does sound like it.
At this point in the trip, I was getting a bit exhausted, but with less than 20 miles to go to our final destination, I was determined to keep going. And Skylar sure did a great job of keeping me motivated by planning an ice cream stop roughly 2/3 of the way through our route.
All right, so we think we're in Dunedin now. We didn't see a sign, but it looks like we're in Dunedin.
Yeah, we recognize this trail.
Yeah,
Looks very familiar.
yeah.
Which means ice cream's close, right?
Well, I don't know, you planned it, but Skylar found this ice cream place in Dunedin, and we think it's pretty close. I'm pretty excited to give it a try. Left on Scotland, right on Broadway.
Right on Honey.
Okay. Oh, ice cream place on Honey Street.
Yep.
Yeah, I want to go there. All right, let's go. There it is. I see it. Oh, I love all the different colored flamingos. Oh, this is so cute. I don't think we've had a cashew ice cream before.
I don't think so either.
Located on the corner of Broadway and Honey Street in downtown Dunedin, Chelsea's Cashew Creamery makes cashew milk ice cream in-store daily. We learned that each of the 9 ice cream flavors are vegan and dairy-free, with most being gluten-free as well.
So we got 2 types of ice cream, and you got talked into a brownie also.
A vegan brownie, yeah. So I got a little vegan brownie right here. We've got cookie dough ice cream and pumpkin ice cream, and they are vegan cashew ice cream.
First time we've tried cashew ice cream, right? Mm-hmm. And she said they taste more like a gelato, right?
Yes.
Because they're extra creamy.
Yep.
All right, let's do it.
All right, so I'm gonna try the one that I chose, which was the cookie dough. Make sure to get a good chunk of cookie dough in there. Yeah, it does have a different texture, but it's very good. Now Skylar is having his pumpkin ice cream.
That's really good. Really creamy.
Nice.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
Does it taste like a normal brownie?
Yeah,
Yeah?
that is really good.
Can't tell it's vegan, huh?
No, if you gave this to me, I would not think it was vegan.
Now, we have taken you to a lot of the best rated ice cream spots in the area on this channel, and I don't think there's been a single spot where we haven't found some ice cream that we really enjoy. But I honestly have to say that Chelsea's is the best. I absolutely love that pumpkin ice cream. It was super creamy and really flavorful as well. Now, it doesn't look the best because they don't use any artificial colors, but the flavor is great and we really enjoyed it.
Oh, I do love downtown Dunedin. Alright, so I'm gonna go right, you said?
After a quick but delicious break, it was time to find our way back to the trail and finish out the last leg of our ride to Tarpon Springs. So we've got good news and bad news. The good news is we are doing great on battery. Now the bad news is earlier we were going kind of slow in order to conserve battery, and now we're running out of daylight. Now this trail closes at sunset and we have about 11 miles to go to Tarpon Springs and only an hour to get there. So we're gonna have to skip our Palm Harbor stop in order to book it to Tarpon Springs. But we're hoping we'll make it there in the daylight.
Oh, and this is another reason why it's taken us so long, because we do have to stop and switch out batteries and start and stop different types of recording.
Are you confident this is gonna stay in here?
What?
Like this?
What?
This is all you do to this?
Yeah. That's how it's been like all day.
Okay. Alright.
Alright. Ready to book it to Tarpon?
Let's do it. Now, one other piece of bad news is that my butt is starting to get pretty sore, but thankfully it's nothing a couple beers can't take care of.
While we definitely were running short on daylight, we did at least still have plenty of battery.
By this golf course, Skylar went down to 3 bars, and I'm still at 4. Alright, so I'm now on 4, and I think it goes up to like 18 miles an hour. This is the road out to the causeway, so if you head that way, it'll take you over to Honeymoon Island.
As we raced against the sun to our destination in Tarpon Springs, we weren't able to enjoy the sights along the trail as much as we would have liked, but lucky for us, we'd be riding the same trail back the next morning.
And here is the sign for Palm Harbor. Woohoo! Getting closer to Tarpon. It really amazes me how many places we have been to on our channel that are right off of the trail that we didn't even realize. Now, just 2 weeks ago, we were at Homeport Marina here because we went on a tour with Captain Phil, and it's right across the road from the trail, and we didn't even realize it. So this is the place that we were going to stop at, but as you can see, we are running out of light quickly. So we are passing it up for now. Across the street is Kane's Cafe, which we have visited as well. We need to make it back there to try an Aussie pie.
You gonna make it?
I don't know, it's good for the dog.
I know, I think it might technically be sunset already.
I don't know. It's still pretty light. Right now we are riding right next to Wall Springs State Park. I do remember the trail going right past this parking area when we were here. Oh yeah, no martinis and dogs. I remember that one.
We continued to pick up speed as we got closer to Tarpon Springs, and our risk of running out of battery became less and less.
I'm seeing a lot of pink in the sky, which means it's really close to sunset. Hopefully we're really close to Tarpon. Tarpon! We made it, and it's not completely dark. Yes! Alright, made it to Tarpon? Yes. And now we gotta go to Athens to get to our dinner spot.
Yep. Oh, my butt's sore.
Thirsty and sore from over 40 miles on the trail, we couldn't have been happier to finally arrive in Tarpon Springs.
Oh, I'm finally down to 2 bars.
Oh, I'm still at 2.
Okay, that's good. We should be able to make it to the hotel with 2 bars.
Oh yeah,
All right.
we're good. Alright guys, we did make it to Tarpon Springs, but we do have one more change of plans. Now we had originally planned on eating at the sponge docks on the water, but we're really not that hungry yet, and once we realized we weren't gonna even make it there before the sunset, we decided to change our plans and hit up a brewery here in Tarpon Springs instead. And since we had to skip our brewery in Palm Harbor, I'm super excited to grab some beers and make our new dinner plans.
We found Brighter Days Brewing Company to offer 16 beers on tap. And since the first 2 beers we ordered were so good, we just had to try a couple more. So I got the candy sour, and it actually tastes like strawberry Starburst because they make it with strawberry Starburst. It's delicious. So we wanted to do a quick recap of the night. Now we were so glad to go to that brewery, not only because the beers were delicious, but also because we met Eric, the bartender, and he recommended that we go to ours, which is right behind us, for dinner. Now it's a Creole place in an old Victorian style house, and it has a bar outside on the porch. Now all the food we tried was really delicious, but our favorite had to be that gumbo.
That was the best gumbo we've ever had.
It was really good. But now we have a 2.5-mile ride to our hotel, and then we'll see you back in the morning for the ride back to downtown St. Pete. Instead of riding them around the side of the building, Skylar insists on carrying them down the stairs. Thanks.
No problem.
Good morning. Yesterday we ended up riding around 43 miles, which is actually twice the distance I've ever gone on a normal bike in a single day.
Yeah, and that electric assist really does make a huge difference, and we're both feeling surprisingly good this morning.
Although I'm pretty sure that as soon as we get back on the bikes, our behinds are going to be hurting a little bit.
Yeah, that's true, but we do have 40 miles to get home, but we also have a tailwind today, so I don't think we should have to worry about our range today nearly as much.
And also, we do plan to make some stops like we did yesterday, and our first one is only 10 miles away.
Never once to pass up a free breakfast, and needing all the energy we could get, we started our day off with some fresh hotel waffles.
Alright, let's get out of here. Alright, we're back on the trail, heading to St. Pete.
While we would have to cover roughly the same distance as we did the day before, we'd have a couple more hours to do it, as we were on the trail by 9 in the morning. And that meant we'd have more time to take in the beautiful sights along the trail. If you're still enjoying this video and would like to help us keep making videos like this one, be sure to hit that thumbs up button and share it with someone else who might enjoy it.
So we're in the Ozona area of Palm Harbor, which we ate barbecue at.
Oh, the best barbecue in Florida.
Yeah. It looks like it's recording
There's
normal.
no clock symbol.
Nope.
While the first few miles of our ride were going quite smoothly, we were finding ourselves to be a little bit low on energy, as the hotel coffee just wasn't quite doing the trick.
So I think we just crossed into Dunedin, which means we can't be more than a mile or two from our first stop of the day, which you may have already guessed is coffee. Are you ready for coffee?
Yes.
Thankfully, the city of Dunedin lies just a few miles down the trail from Tarpon Springs and has an abundance of highly rated coffee shops to choose from.
I am in need of some coffee.
Located at 461 Grant Street and just a couple blocks east of the trail, Veskolini Cafe is one of those highly rated spots. In addition to an extensive selection of coffees and teas, we also found a variety of mouth-watering baked goods.
Alright, here is the creme brulee latte.
Oh
Just wait until you see this cheese pie thing. It looks amazing. Look at this cheese pie. So it's got some strawberry jam with it. Look at all that.
While we had planned on only grabbing coffee at our first stop of the day, we couldn't pass up the chance to try some of Veskolini's delicious looking baked goods as well.
We're getting ready to pack up here at the coffee shop, and everything we tried here was really good, but to my surprise, my favorite item was actually that cheese pie.
Yeah, that was definitely my favorite item too, and we learned that's something they would typically eat in Eastern Europe, which is also where the owners of this place are from. So it was really cool to be able to try something from that part of the world that we just don't see very often.
Now we are about 10 miles into our ride back to downtown St. Pete, which means we've got 30 miles to go, and I think our next food stop is over 20 miles away, but I do think we'll probably stop to take at least one break before then.
After a fantastic second breakfast, we made our way back onto the Pinellas Trail and through the always vibrant downtown Dunedin.
So our ride back to St. Pete today has been much cooler than our ride to Tarpon Springs yesterday. It's been very comfortable actually, and we're really enjoying the trail.
Not only was the northern wind keeping us cool and comfortable on our ride home, but it was also giving us a helpful push southward back to St. Pete. Would you consider riding the Pinellas Trail from St. Pete to Tarpon Springs and back? Let us know in the comments. And if you know of any other great Pinellas County biking trails, don't hesitate to share those as well.
We did take a quick stop here in downtown Clearwater because we actually haven't spent much time here, but it looks really nice. Oh, they have a Christmas tree up already!
While a stop in downtown Clearwater was also not in our plans, I couldn't resist checking out this festive scene in Station Square Park and to do a little exploring on Cleveland Street.
Clearly there's a whole bunch of construction going on here, and there's a bridge that takes you over to Clearwater Beach. So downtown Clearwater is probably the most stop and go area of the trail that we've been on this trip. So I think now we are going to bump it up a little to make up some time.
With around 20 miles down and another 20 or so to go, we were feeling good, making great time, and contemplating getting some e-bikes of our own. Have you rented or purchased an e-bike before? If so, please share your experience in the comments.
We just passed downtown Largo, and it's really cleared up, so it's gotten quite a bit warmer.
While we make our way southwards towards our final dining stop of this trip, we want to take the opportunity to share some information about the Pinellas Trail. An estimated 1.5 million people use the Pinellas Trail each year. With the recent completion of the North Gap Trail, the Pinellas Trail Loop now measures 75 miles in length and is open to riders during daylight hours. All riders under the age of 16 must wear a helmet, and no riders are allowed to wear headphones. 100% electric scooters and bicycles are prohibited on the trail, with the exception of St. Pete east of 34th Street, where they can operate at speeds of 15 miles per hour or less. Pets are allowed on the trail, but must be kept on a 6-foot leash.
Ooh, there's mermaids! Back in St. Petersburg!
After riding around 20 miles non-stop from Clearwater to the St. Pete city limits, we had worked up an appetite for our final dining destination, Ming Ming Tea and Sushi. We started our order off with 2 refreshing boba teas. While both bobas were good, we agreed that Skylar's honeydew flavor was the best. Next was the sushi, of which we found an absolutely ridiculous amount to choose from.
Hollywood roll, it has barbecue eel, avocado, cucumber, crab leg, salmon, fish eggs, and black rice. Oh yeah, that's gonna be really good. We got the spicy tuna and also the salmon avocado.
Our order of 3 sushi rolls came out quick and looked amazing. And we were happy to find that these rolls tasted every bit as delicious as they looked.
I want to see your reaction to this one. That one's really good, isn't it?
Ming Ming Tea is located at 7218 Central Avenue, just a few blocks west of the trail.
We just left Ming Ming's for boba tea and sushi, and we both really enjoyed that place.
We did, and you know, we have had some really good food on this trip, but I think that Hollywood roll was actually my favorite thing that we've had on the entire trip.
Yeah, I probably agree, and we'll definitely be going back to that place not only because the food is amazing, but also because it's really reasonably priced.
Now we have about 6 miles left on our trip, and while we've had a ton of fun, I think we're both ready to no longer be sitting on a bike.
That's true.
We have really been using our pedal assist. I just went down to 2 bars with like 5 miles to go. Almost home!
Overall, our 80-plus mile adventure on the Pinellas Trail was a fantastic experience, and we couldn't have asked for better weather or better food and drinks. And we also couldn't have asked for better bikes to ride the trail on, for which we once again have to thank Drew with the e-bike adventures of St. Pete.
A block away. We made it! Oh man, yeah. It was so much fun.
For your own e-bike adventure, make sure to call or email Drew and let him know Explorcation sent you. But if you prefer to explore the area via water, then go ahead and click on this video next. Thanks for watching!